Derek Woodworth.
Yes. David Wilhelm and Eric Seeley. Yeah.
Welcome to Fort Wayne Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network. Tonight, the Fort Wayne Spacemen take on the Detroit Fighting Irish in Game 2 of their first-round USPHL playoff series. The Spacemen coming off a 5-2 victory last night over Detroit, a game that seesawed back and forth early on, and it was a bizarre hockey game because 5-2, 4 of the 7 goals scored in the game were short-handed goals. So we'll see what's in store for tonight. It's an elimination game for Detroit, and it's a chance for the Spacemen to sweep the series. Good evening, everybody, from the Parkview Sport One Ice House. I'm Kent Horman, joined by Brandon Porter. And Brandon, it was a quirky game last night. The Spacemen hoping tonight they can close it out. Again, Detroit, a very short-handed team with about a dozen skaters. The Spacemen looking to see if they can say, okay, let's just sweep this, get some rest, because there is the chance they will face Chicago in the second round. But we have a developing story. Head coach Kaylee Schrock does not mess around because he's trying to transition these players from high school to potentially college and who knows beyond. But he is a disciplinarian, and they will be without 3 key players tonight: Lucas Robbins, Logan Robbins, who scored 2 goals last night, and Cole Rodriguez, because apparently they showed up late to the party tonight, so he is setting an example.
Yeah, they're definitely losing a bit of speed right now with the Robbins brothers, especially Logan Robbins. He uses his speed unlike someone I've ever seen coming out of the high school hockey program right now in recent years. And it's just, that's going to be a loss. And Cole Rodriguez on the defensive end, he's not a big offensive producing defenseman, but he can shut down a good pass every now and again. He can block a good shot every now and again, too. Well,
he is a very steady defenseman, and he is, frankly, one of head coach Kaylee Schrock's favorite players on defense. Logan Robbins had a pair of goals last night, including a shorthanded goal. Lucas Robbins had a great assist on a 2-on-0 break back and forth. And those will be players who will be sorely missed. But again, head coach Kaylee Schrock, who came through the high school ranks, the Division III college ranks, the professional ranks. He will be a future Fort Wayne Komets Hall of Famer, won a couple of championships with the Komets. He is sending a message to these players, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. And you talk about a shorthanded Detroit team, so he's going to shorten his bench a little bit tonight. And when you talk about the Robbins brothers and Cole Rodriguez, so now it's time for the rest of the guys to say, okay, there'll be some more ice time for us tonight, time for us to step up.
Yeah, one of the people, normally we don't ever really say this, but one of the people looking to step up tonight, Jared Fisher, who was held off the score sheet for the first time in I don't know how long. But he's one of those players that is going to have to, step up, bring his offensive talents that he's done all year. I think, he might have just taken a night off, kind of get a feel for everything. But he's going to be one of those players, Kevin LaPointe, Tom's Behrens, all those players that normally produce for us are really going to have to step up now that we've lost the speed of the Robbins brothers.
Well, it was rare indeed to see Jared Fisher held off the score sheet because he set new USPHL standards. Single-season record for goals, 57. Single-season records for points, 104. So, yeah, can Jared Fisher get back on track tonight? He'll have a little more pep in his step as we take a look at the players to watch tonight. And as we take a look at, first of all, Detroit, it'll be Jay Kostecki. He had a shorthanded goal last night, and Kostecki was the third leading scorer for Detroit in the regular season, 18 goals, 23 assists, and 41 points. And again, for the Spacemen, the man to watch tonight for Fort Wayne will be Tom's Behrens. Behrens had a great game last night. He had an unassisted goal to basically cement the game in the third period. It was shorthanded. Behrens also had a couple of helpers for 3 points. So Tom's Behrens had an outstanding game, and we'll see if he can pick that up tonight. And again, the Spacemen looking to close out this series as we take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. First of all, for visiting Detroit, starting in goal, they're making a change in goal. It'll be Derek Antol in goal. On defense, it'll be number 12, Carter Schluckbier, and also number 9, Giuseppe Pizzo. Up front, on one wing will be Joseph Sherman. On another wing will be Dylan Wells. And then rounding out the starting lineup up front for Detroit will be Lane Stewart. So again, Antol in goal, Schluckbier, and also Pizzo on defense. And up front, Joseph Sherman, Dylan Wells, and Lane Stewart. The head coach is David Taylor. The assistant coach is Dennis Boomer. Now the starting lineup for Fort Wayne, brought to you by Three Rivers Federal Credit Union. A change in goal tonight. Alex Shelkinov gets to start between the pipes. On defense will be Justin Daner and also Austin Buck. And then up front it will be Toms Behrens, Kevin Lapointe, and Trey Huffman. So again, for the Spacemen, Shelkinov in goal. On defense, Justin Diener and Austin Buck. And up front, Toms Behrens, Kevin Lapointe, and Trey Huffman. The head coach of the course, the Spacemen, is Kaylee Schrock. His assistant coach is Josh Knowles. As we take a look at who the officials will be for tonight's contest, the referee, Derek Woodworth, and on the lines, David Wilhelm and Eric Seeley. So the referees and the linesmen are on the ice right now. The pipes have been set into place, so we are awaiting the arrival of both teams. And again, I think one of the storylines will be, number one, Detroit immensely shorthanded. The Spacemen dominated them during the regular season series, going 4-0, now 5-0 after the first round victory last night. So it's going to be a very short bench for Detroit. But Kaylee Schrock sending a message, shortening his bench tonight by basically sitting out the Robbins brothers, Lucas and Logan, and also Cole Rodriguez. He's sending a message. If you do some team violations, you are going to sit.
Yeah, that's one thing. You obviously want to have team discipline, and you want to come in and be expected to be professional coming in, always be on time, don't cause trouble off the ice and everything. So Schrock, as you said, he's sending a message saying, we're not going to really tolerate these things, especially in the playoffs, and we're trying to make a good run here in our inaugural season to kind of cement ourselves as a serious organization here in Fort Wayne.
Well, they'd like to thank the ticket sponsors, which is Cap and Cork, and the teams are arriving on the ice. Detroit in its road black, trimmed in green and gold, kind of synonymous with Fighting Irish, although when you think of Detroit Fighting Irish, you think of Fighting Irish that basically is south of the Michigan border. You're talking Indiana. And now the Spacemen are arriving in their home whites. They are trimmed in orange and black. And we are just about set for hockey as the teams are huddling by their respective benches as they are getting final instructions. Detroit from head coach David Taylor and Fort Wayne from head coach Kaylee Schrock. So we are just moments away from the start of Game 2 of this best-of-3 first-round playoff series. They're introducing the Spacemen right now. Again, in goal will be Alex Shelkinov. On defense, there's Justin Diener, and also being joined by alternate captain Austin Buck. Toms Behrens, who had a great game last night with a goal and an assist. Also Kevin Lapointe, who has been one of the most steady players in this Fort Wayne lineup all year. And Trey Huffman, who is one of the feisty ones on this roster. He and his brother Jack really like to play the body and get things done. Now we're going to pause for the playing of our national anthem. the final strains of our Star-Spangled Banner, Part 2. And we are just about set for hockey. Game 2 of this first round USPHL Midwest East Division playoff series between the Spacemen and the Detroit Fighting Irish. Fort Wayne winning last night by the final score of 5-2. Once again, as has been the case all regular season, now into the postseason. A great crowd up here at the Ice House. We're at the second level, which is the Overtime Lounge. So this team has received some great support in its inaugural season, and we are just about set for hockey. Again, our officials, referee Derek Woodworth, linesman David Wilhelm, and Eric Seeley. And the teams will be breaking their final huddles. David Taylor, the head coach of Detroit, Kaylee Schrock, the head coach of Fort Wayne. And we are just about set for hockey, USPHL style. Kevin Lapointe's going to be centering for the Spacemen. And the draw comes back to Diener. Diener flips it off the boards. That's corralled into the defensive Detroit zone. Intercepted. But that's a delayed offside, so Huffman caroms it off the boards, and that goes deep. Racing after it is Pizzo. Pizzo with Fisher all over him. Circling is Joseph Sherman. Now Sherman leading the breakout. Trying to weave through center. That's chipped still to neutral. And coming back, the quick dish. And a good save by Shelkinov off the quick shot that time by Lane Stewart. Shelkinov with a great save to start things off. And here comes Trey Hoffman. Trey Hoffman dancing in. There's a shot. Big save that time by Antol. So both goaltenders coming up with good saves right off the hop. Berard. There's a shot that time by Behrens. Comes back to the point to Jack Hoffman. Hoffman tries to flip it toward the goal, but that caroms off of Dylan Wells and way back into the Fort Wayne zone. Collected by Berard. Now Berard starts the breakout. That's into the feet of Lapointe. Now Lapointe can't quite clear the zone. Berard being chased that time by Kostecki. Kostecki, a very talented player for Detroit, had a big shorthanded goal last night. Lapointe tries to chip it ahead. Detroit clogging up the zone. Now here come the Fighting Irish, circling in front, right in front that time. Oh, not able to finish that time. It was a great centering pass, but Oliver Allen couldn't get his stick on the puck. Big break for Fort Wayne. Now briefly intercepted by Detroit, but now it comes back to the Detroit zone. Back the other way. Here comes Oliver Allen, intercepted that time by Jack Huffman. Here comes Lapointe. Lapointe has numbers. Lapointe dancing in. Tries for the backhander. Good save that time by Derek Antol. So we have played just under 2 minutes and some end-to-end action and a couple of good scoring opportunities at each end.
Yeah, good chances on both ends, and Detroit picking up right where they left off already. Have 2 block shots on the night. They led that last night, 27 block shots to 17 for the Spacemen, as they blocked 27 shots for the Fighting Irish on 56 shots on goal for the Spacemen.
That's an amazing total when you think of that. And here come the Fighting Irish again. Carson Salkeld does a great job of controlling the puck. Now he gets it to Austin Buck. Buck comes back the other way. Looks at he had his feet taken out from under him. No call that time as Kostecki. So it's a combination of, well, was it the stick or was it losing an edge? And now Buck back into his own zone, circles behind the net. Buck comes off the wall. Hornberg tries to play it out into neutral. Good job right now by Detroit to pinch it in. Austin Buck ahead to Fisher. Fisher, the league's leading scorer. He of the 104 points. Fisher, quick shot that time. That's blocked. Another Detroit block. Players behind the net. Emmy Johnson. Now Fisher. Fisher so methodical with the puck. Great control. Now to Trey Hoffman. They try to get it through the slot, but no luck there. Now Trey Hoffman again tries to feed it in front. That's clogged up. Diener gets it back behind the net. Fort Wayne trying to center somehow, but the Fighting Irish doing a good job of clogging up the zone. Now back to Diener. Diener takes a look. There's a tip attempt that time by Behrens. That goes a little bit wide. So here comes that oppressive offensive pressure. Right in front that time, Huffman tried to tip the shot by Berard. And back the other way, here come the Fighting Irish. dumped into the Fort Wayne zone. Diener, that time hounded by Joseph Sherman. Well, a great attempt by Kostecki that time, but he fanned on the shot. But Detroit still keeping some pressure on in the Fort Wayne zone. Now Berard takes a look. Banks it off the boards. Diener tries to clear and does to neutral. But now it's Detroit putting some pressure on. Good forecheck that time by Joseph Sherman. He goes off for a line change. Berard will flip it into the zone, and Berard will also go that they change the defense for Fort Wayne. Now back the other way. Here come the Fighting Irish. Good pace here in the early 4 or 5 minutes of play. Good job by Jack Hoffman. Collected by Behrens. Behrens ahead to Zachary Steele with speed on the off wing. Steele tries to center. That goes through the slot. Carson Salkhill tries to keep it in, but now he gathers and puts it back to Jack Hoffman. Now ahead to Steele. Steele is stepped into, knocked off the puck. Detroit coming back the other way. We've played 4.5 minutes. Good end-to-end action. Here comes Kostecki. Or check that. That is Hightower. Hightower, the captain. Now ahead it comes to LaPointe. LaPointe with speed into the zone. Leaves for Steele. Steele tries to come through the goal mouth. That's steered away. And Buck will collect at center ice. Now Austin Buck. Buck will force the issue. Quick shot that time, and that is smothered by Derek Antol. So we have played just about 5 minutes end-to-end action. A couple of testers, both goaltenders playing well.
Yeah, good job by Antol coming out and challenging the shooter, cutting down the angle, making sure he's square to the puck. Shelkinov down here on our end coming up with some big saves as well, as he denied a wraparound attempt earlier on in the period.
Well, you talked about this earlier in the season. Detroit doesn't have the biggest goaltenders on the planet, as that time bumped off the play is Lane Stewart. They try to get it close, and coming back the other way is big Austin Buck. Now Buck leading the charge. Yemi Johnson, who's very strong in the puck. Now Johnson tries to feed it back to Buck, who is in deep. He tries to center, comes back to the point. Now Fisher, who is covering for Buck, will just dump it back into the corner. Now Buck dumps it behind for Hornberg, who had a big goal last night, and it comes back to neutral. Back the other way, here's Justin Diener. He'll throw it through the goal mouth, but it comes back. Detroit doing a good job. This should be an icing. They're saying no, it was chipped off a Fort Wayne stick. So here's Carson Salkhill, fine rushing defenseman back the other way. Weaves through traffic. Salkhill comes down the slot. Takes a look, leaves for Fisher. Fisher shot smothered that time on a good save by Derek Antol. But we talked about this, the fact that Detroit, I'm not sure if you stack their goaltenders on top of each other, they would equal Michael Heward. Sheets, who played last night, Antol. Sheets is 5'9", Antol is 5'8". Yet they come up immensely large. They play way above about their height as Berard banks it off the boards. You talk about last night's game. It was an amazing game by the starter Sheets, who had 51 saves. Berard dumps it back deep into the corner. Well, again, Fort Wayne looking for that good start. It was a bit of a sluggish start last night. Don't know if it was first game playoff jitters, but they fell behind 1-0 in the first 10 minutes on a shorthanded goal by Kostecki, who tries to control the puck. Now banked off the boards that time by Oliver Allen. He's a very skilled player. This is probably the top line. We think of Kostecki, Allen, and Hightower. The point loses an edge, and here comes Detroit back the other way, but poked away. Now Behrens trying to race into the zone. Kept in, well, not so much. It crossed the line. So Jack Hoffman has to go to Diener. Now here's Trey Hoffman. Stepped into that time by Pizzo, but he loses an edge. And here's a shot by Hoffman. Score! What a play by Trey Hoffman! Fort Wayne on the board first. And that time, Hoffman able to still hang on to the puck, snapped a quick wrister, and Fort Wayne on top 1-0. What a play by Trey Hoffman.
Good job by Trey to absorb the hit as he comes in on his off wing and just roofs it on the goaltender, Antol.
So Huffman the goal at 7:07. We'll see who may pick up the assist or two. Good start to Fort Wayne, and they have the 1-0 lead. Behrens picks up the helper. Behrens has had a huge first-round playoff series, now his 4th point of the series. What a shot by Huffman, and it's 1-0 Fort Wayne. Now Schwetz. Schwetz tries to do a little toe drag, can't get past the Detroit defense, intercepted briefly by Daner, but back the other way. Here come Detroit. Jack Huffman pinches off Oliver Allen. Allen still working hard. Tries to leave it back to the point, dumped into the corner as Fisher was about to intercept. Now here comes Jack Huffman with speed. The Huffman brothers, their speed compensating for the absence of the Robbins brothers. That's caromed back into the corner and behind the net, so we'll have a whistle and a face-off. Just a tick under 12 minutes to go in the opening period. 1-0 Fort Wayne on a sensational goal by Trey Huffman. Behrens the assist at 7:07. That's the start that Kaylee Schrock was looking for. LaPointe into the faceoff, draws it back, but anticipating the draw, here come Detroit back the other way. That's chipped into the corner by Dylan Wells. Racing in to help out is Lane Stewart, but coming away is Buck, and that's tipped to the neutral zone. Banked off the boards, Carson Salkeld able to get it, and ahead it comes to Kevin LaPointe. LaPointe with all sorts of moves, loses an edge. Hornberg tries to dump it toward the net. They go deep into the corner. Ralph Vilsens now along the wall. And here come Detroit back the other way. With speed is Joseph Sherman. Puck tried to block the play and actually lost an edge. Now racing behind the net. Intercepted. Centering pass that time. And that time looking to collect was Lane Stewart, but he couldn't quite get a handle on it. Back the other way, here comes Hornberg. Hornberg shot on, sticked aside that time by Antol. Well, I think Detroit goaltenders realize they're going to face an awful lot of rubber. LaPointe tried to get it on his stick and guide it toward the net. Goes behind the net. Emmy Johnson so strong on his skates with the puck. Now Emmy Johnson tries to weave through the slot, and Detroit clogs that up. We talked about this. Head coach Kaylee Schrock said this last night, that the Detroit strategy was to clog it up in the defensive zone and try to force the forwards outside. They did a good job of that last night for the bulk of the first period. Now Barron sends a shot on goal. That's sticked aside. And as they come back through, dumped back in by Justin Diener. We are approaching the halfway mark of this opening period as we approach 10:10 to go. 1-0 Fort Wayne on the goal by Trey Huffman. Diener does a good job of pinching in and keeping it deep. Pizzo. Now here comes Behrens, and here you see that oppressive Fort Wayne forecheck. Diener keeping it along the wall. Now Behrens at the half wall. He'll spin around. He'll take a look. He'll feed it behind the net. Racing after it is Trey Huffman, who has the goal. Huffman feeds it back to the point to Berard. Berard takes a look back to Huffman at the half wall. Diener puts the shot. That goes into a sea of skates. Fisher trying to collect the puck. A lot of congestion again in that offensive zone. Good job that time by Diener, but briefly poked away, and Berard will go back and he will have it for the Spacemen. Again, it's a very short bench for Detroit, but 3 players not in the Fort Wayne lineup tonight. The Robbins brothers, Logan and Lucas. What a move by Behrens. Fisher with a shot. Just a little bit wide. So if you're just joining us, Logan Robbins, Lucas Robbins, and Cole Rodriguez are sitting out tonight. Disciplinary action, and looks like we may have a too many men on the ice.
Yeah, they played the puck near the Spaceman bench as Behrens was still coming towards the bench, and one of the Spaceman players jumped on just a wee bit too early, so we're going to have our first penalty coming up to Fort Wayne.
And that is the first penalty of the game. That will come at 10:59. Looks like Schwetz will serve it. So the first power play opportunity for Detroit as we are at 9:01 to go here in the first period. It's 1-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. And let's see, Vilsens at the half wall tries to center it. One-timer that time was fanned on by Joseph Sherman. as he was at the side of the net. Buck buries his man that time, and taking exception that time was Sherman, and Buck loses his stick. He steps into his player. Vilsins comes back at the point, comes cross ice, and it leaves the zone. So at neutral, they're going to have to touch up and regather. 8.5 minutes to go. Dumped into the corner. The race is on, and that time it's going to be Lane Stewart battling Austin Buck. Buck tries to clear, and that winds up in the netting. 8:20 to go here in the first period. 1:20 to go in the power play. The first penalty, too many men on the ice. It's being served by Caden Schwetz. Fort Wayne with a 1-0 lead on the Trey Huffman goal with the assist by Toms Behrens. Fort Wayne trying to eliminate Detroit tonight. They were 4-0 against the Fighting Irish in the regular season, and then 5-0 if you count the first playoff game last night, which Fort Wayne won 5-2. And that time, Berard able to clear at the length of the rink. Antol comes out. And we are down to a minute to go in the Detroit power play. Sliding past that time was Oliver Allen, but he lost an edge. He went to the ice. They battle along the boards as that time Clay Hightower, the captain, was putting pressure on. There's a shot right on Shelkinov with a big save. Hit him in the chest. It pounced in front of him, and then he just fell on top of it.
Good recognition by Shelkinov. Realized the puck popped out. He immediately went into drop on it to cover it up. With 47 seconds remaining on the penalty kill for the Spacemen.
7:41 to go in this first period. 1-0 Fort Wayne. Salkeld banks it off the wall, but it's kept in by Vilsins, not a Hightower. Hightower shot, and a big save again by Shelkinov. He cut the angle off very well.
Penalty coming up on the play. Not quite sure who it's going to be on.
And this will come at the 12:22 mark, and it looks like it'll go against Detroit. And that could be Kostecki going in. So Kostecki goes in for the cross check. That comes at 12:22, and that will negate the power play. So the teams will play 4-on-4 for at least 30 more seconds. And here come Detroit back the other way. Hightower, the leading scorer and the captain for Detroit, had the puck swooped off of his stick. But I would think that Fort Wayne's speed on 4-on-4 will help. Here come the Hoffman brothers. Jack coming across, tries to center. That goes through the goal mouth and slides through. Now only 6 seconds to go in the Fort Wayne penalty. So they'll wait to go on the power play here as Buck will take it deep in his zone. He circles, and now Fort Wayne's on the power play for 1:16. And here comes Jared Fisher. Fisher penetrating the zone. Fisher now will put the brakes on. He'll set up shop. Fisher, so good with the puck, comes across to LaPointe. LaPointe circles behind the net. Now LaPointe to Fisher, comes up top to Buck. Buck, low shot. Score! Fort Wayne! That'll be a power play goal. And the Spacemen take a 2-0 lead. Don't know if that was tipped, but it looked like that may be Buck. Or was it Hornberg who maybe got a stick on it?
I think Hornberg tipped it right through the 5-hole.
So Hornberg, it would be his second goal in as many nights. It comes at 13:24. That means an assist would definitely go to Buck. And how about Frankie Hornberg? 2 goals in as many games, 2-0 Fort Wayne. Nope, they're saying Buck. Well, that might be in reverse. They're saying Buck from Hornberg at 13:24, a power play goal. And intercepted by Emmy Johnson back the other way come Fort Wayne, possibly with numbers. That's poked away by Detroit. As we wind down toward the 6-minute mark, there's a drive that goes off the blocker of Shelkinov up into the netting.
So they are going to credit Hornberg with the goal.
Okay, so Hornberg gets the power play goal. Buck the assist at 13:24. 2-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. Well, this is the start that head coach Kaylee Schrock was looking for.
Yeah, especially after how the game started yesterday. It's good to get off to an early 2-0 lead.
Quick shot off the draw that time. And Shelkinov sitting on the seat of his pants in the goal mouth. So off the faceoff, Drew Wooten had a good shot. And then Shelkinov made the save and was able to cover up any potential rebound. So for Detroit right now, you have the captain and leading scorer, Clay Hightower. Oliver Allen is out there. He's a very talented player. And also Drew Wooten. Comes back to the point. That's a shot that slips through and just goes wide. Great opportunity that time for the Fighting Irish, and with speed, here comes Zachary Steele. Steele tries to do a little toe drag. He's guided off the play by Schleckbier. Now it comes back, and here comes Oliver Allen back the other way. Now Allen weaving his way through center. Dumps it deep into the corner. He and Berard will battle for the puck. Behind the net, who's going to come up with it? And it's Berard. So Berard banks it off the boards, and that will go to neutral and into the Detroit zone where it's collected by Pelegi. Pelegi will spin. Fans on the puck. That time Schwetz couldn't quite intercept, but in the neutral zone, they battle for the biscuit. Circling is Pizzo. Now Pizzo comes ahead. And here comes Detroit trying to make some sort of a rush. Back the other way. Can Schwetz get it? No. First one there is Kostecki. Now Kostecki stepped into that time and back the other way. And here come the Fighting Irish. That's just flipped toward the zone. Shelkinov had to play it on the bounce. It couldn't quite gather the rebound. And Vilsins, who was rushing in from his defensive position, tried to make a bid. Now here comes Fisher. Fisher through the slot. That's a dangerous play. Now Fort Wayne. Schwetz just flips it over the linesman. Smart play there just to clear the zone and try to regroup a little bit. Schwetz goes for a line change. Now back the other way. Dumped in on the backhand by Lane Stewart. And Kaylee Schrock using the same strategy as last night. Quick rolling of the lines because Detroit, with only about a dozen available skaters, keep the puck deep, keep the puck moving is the name of the game. Trey Huffman, who has the first goal of the game, now pinned against the wall that time. Fisher, but he comes away with the puck. Fisher dancing through the slot. Fisher with a shot that goes wide. Detroit trying to clear the zone, and it's gathered by Oliver Allen. Comes back the other way into the Fort Wayne zone. Taking a look over his shoulder is Diener. Plays it off the wall. That goes into the skates that time, but here comes the hustling Trey Huffman. Ahead to Barons. This should be an icing on Fort Wayne, and it is. And we are down to the final 3:28 of the first period. 2-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. Goals by Trey Huffman and also by Frankie Hornberg, that on the power play.
So obviously, as you said, a better start to the game and a better start to the power play. As last night, you kind of wanted to just decline a power play because it just pretty much led to a shorthanded goal. We had, I believe, 5 shorthanded goals on the 7 total goals from last night.
4 out of the 7.
4 out of the 7.
That's still a high percentage. That's over 50%. Fort Wayne tries to clear the zone. There was a big hit that time by Fisher on Kostecki. And now back the other way. Here's Trey Huffman. Huffman takes a look, slides it through the goal mouth. Now Fisher dumps it back into the corner.
I think there's going to be a penalty on Fisher.
There will be a penalty.
Fisher's kind of looking at the ref like, wait a minute, me?
So this should go on Fort Wayne at the 16:52 mark. It looks like a trip. And it is Fisher, much to his incredulity. So Fisher, who only had 48 penalty minutes in the regular season, goes 2 minutes for tripping at 16:52. 3:08 to go here in the first. 2-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. LaPointe against the talented Clay Hightower. LaPointe cleanly wins the draw. Hightower, though, rushing in. So Fisher with the trip. Coming at the 16:52 mark. Fort Wayne able to clear the zone and then some. So racing back will be Pelegi. And Fort Wayne will just kind of hang tight at the neutral zone. Now rushing in, evading the check that time of Buck was Pelegi. He's got it in the corner, tries to center, but intercepted by Fort Wayne and just flipped the length of the rink by Zachary Steele. 2:30 to go here in the opening period, 1:20 to go in the Detroit power play. Brendan Porter, Kent Horman here in the Spacemen Broadcast Network. Glad you could join us. Game 2 of the USPHL series between Detroit and Fort Wayne. Kostecki tries to center. The shot goes off the goal post. Great shot that time by Lane Stewart off the feed by Kostecki, and it hit the pipe. Big break for Fort Wayne. 54 seconds to go in the power play. 2 minutes to go in the first period. That could have been a game changer. Now Hightower will go for a line change. We are down to 44 seconds left in the power play. And now racing after the puck is Lane Stewart. And as he tries to dump it in, he fires it into the netting. So the face-off will be in the center ice zone. Well, sometimes they say it's better to be lucky than good. That was a great play, a great shot right off the pipe to keep Detroit off the board.
Yep, us goaltenders, we tend to love our goalposts. They're our best friends as they help make some saves. Sometimes they go against us, though.
1:38 to go in the first period, 28 to go here in the power play. Detroit trying to make something happen. Dumped into the zone, Berard brings it around the wall, kept in at the point, but a good job that time. And here comes Huffman. Huffman, a potential breakaway. Here comes Huffman. He looks, he shoots. Is a save, but there's going to be a penalty on the play. Trey Hoffman with his speed, and I believe he did draw a penalty on Detroit. This will come at the 18:43 mark, and it'll be a hook. And that will go against Brendan Hull.
So despite having the Robbins brothers out, the Spacemen still don't have speed with the Huffman brothers.
Oh, plenty of speed. Yeah, Trey Huffman, he's got some motor as well. So 18:43, the time of the penalty. Hull for the hook, and Fort Wayne will go on the power play in just 2 seconds as Fisher will come out, controlling the puck. LaPointe comes back to Buck. This could be a crusher if Fort Wayne could score in the last minute of the period. Now LaPointe takes a look. His snapshot goes wide. Can Fisher corral it? No, and they'll have to come back to neutral. Under a minute to go here in the first. Backhand pass from Fisher to Buck. Buck will try to penetrate the zone, but he can't. And this may be, nope, it's not an offside, but back the other way. Here's a possibility. Racing out is Shelkinov to deny Kostecki a shorthanded effort. Now Fort Wayne, Hornberg, dumped on his feet that time by Pelegi. And now Fisher, controlling in the corner, comes back to the point to Buck. 24 seconds left in the period. Buck snaps the shot on. That does not get through. Schwetz will turn. Caden Schwetz trying to spin off the check that time of Schluckmeyer. Well, Schluckmeyer taking on two players, both Hornberg and Schwetz. We're down to the final 6 seconds. Can they get one more shot on goal? That's into the corner, and I believe that will do it. Tried to center in front, and that ends the first period as the horn sounds. So Fort Wayne, after the opening 20 minutes, leads 2-0. We will take a break, and we'll recap the first period. The Spacemen lead Detroit 2-0. You're watching Spacemen Hockey on the Fort Wayne Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And look at his cross.
Shot hits the post, and the centering feed to Louis Knipps for shot, scores!
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ant in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome back to the Parkview Sport One Ice House, along with Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here on the USPHL Network, the Spacemen Network. We are glad you could join us. Game 2 of this first-round playoff series between Midwest East Division rivals, the Detroit Fighting Irish and the Fort Wayne Spacemen. The Spacemen winning the opening game last night of this best-of-3 series 5-2, looking to close it out tonight, and so far off to a pretty good start as the Spacemen lead by the score of 2-0 after the opening period. You take a look at the shots on goal, 11-9 favoring the Spacemen, but look at Detroit. This was the big theme last night. Detroit blocking 7 shots to Fort Wayne's 2, penalty minutes equal at 4 apiece. One of the things you like to see in the postseason. basically a little more discipline. Each team had 5 penalties last night for a total of 10 minutes, and tonight a total of 4 penalty minutes tonight, just a couple of penalties each way. Power play, Fort Wayne 1 for 2. Detroit was 0 for 2. Detroit winning the face-off battle 10-7. And again, we talked about this during the regular season. Fort Wayne was 4-0 over Detroit. Make it 5-0 now after that opening victory last night in the playoffs by the score of 5-2. Here's what happened in the opening period off a great play. Tom's Barron set up Trey Huffman, and Trey Huffman making no mistake in the first period as he snapped a quick wrist shot past the starting goaltender Derek Antol. That came at 7:07, and Fort Wayne on top 1-0. Then on the power play at 13:24, Frankie Hornberg tipped in a shot by Austin Buck, and that gave Fort Wayne the 2-0 lead. That's the way it stands here after this opening stanza. Penalties in the first period. Fort Wayne called for too many men on the ice. This happened last night as well. That came at 10:59. Caden Schwetz served the penalty. Then it was Jay Kostecki drawing a cross-check at 12:22. Derek Fisher, who's not really much of a penalized player, but he was called for tripping at 16:52. And then you had Brendan Hall, who was called for a trip, or check that. That was called for a hook at 18:43. So Hull, 2 minutes for hooking at 18:43. And that is the way things checked out in the first period. Shots on goal, again, were very even, 11 for Fort Wayne and 9 for Detroit. So a little bit better start for Fort Wayne tonight, because we talked about, don't know if it was opening night jitters or just a feeling out process, but for the first 10 minutes, Fort Wayne was a little bit lethargic. Kostecki scored that shorthanded goal, but then Fort Wayne started to find itself the latter part of that first period and through the rest of the game en route to the 5-2 victory. Much better start tonight, Brandon, leading 2-0 after 1.
Yeah, they did a good job coming out and pretty much hitting the gas right off the bat. As you mentioned before, shot totals, they favor the Spacemen, kind of as they've done all year. But the one thing to know is they didn't take as many shots on goal as they did the first period last night. I believe they had about 22 shots on goal yesterday in the first period.
Well, there were a bushel of shots last night. See if we can find last night's numbers. Yeah, after the first period last night, Fort Wayne dominated 20-5.
So yeah,
24-7 in period 2, just 12-4 in period 3. But they outshot Detroit 56-16, and that is not counting the myriad of blocks that Detroit had.
Yeah, so if you add the block shots, the 27 block shots that they had last night, they probably faced around 80-plus shot attempts against themselves for Detroit. Tonight, a little bit better. Set 11 shots on goal. It's not quite as bad. They're picked up their shot totals as they have 9, so it's only a 2-shot difference. Block shots are a little bit better. Spacemen they're not quite into blocking the shots as the Fighting Irish are. Face-offs are about the same, 10-7. Penalty minutes, they're doing a good job staying out of the box, because obviously for the Fighting Irish, you're already skating 12 players as it is. The last thing you need is to have another one sitting in the penalty box, and you're shorthanded. The Spacemen, they got people to spare, but obviously you don't want to give them some chances to get back into the game right now, being up by 2 goals with a 2-0 lead in the first.
Well, a couple of storylines in this game as we prepare for the start of the second period. As the Zamboni has left the ice, they'll be resetting the nets here momentarily. A couple of storylines. The league's leading scorer, Jared Fisher of the Spacemen, who set new league standards this year. Single-season record for goals scored with 57, single-season record for total points with 104, and through 4 periods of hockey, amazingly, Jared Fisher has been held off the score sheet. I've not seen something like that throughout the games we've done throughout the course of the season. And then the other thing we talked about is the fact that Detroit is shorthanded, either with injury or suspension, only about a dozen skaters. Well, Kaylee Schrock, the head coach of Fort Wayne, sending a message. You had both the Robbins brothers, Logan and Lucas, and Logan Robbins had a couple of goals last night in the 5-2 victory, one shorthanded. Lucas had an assist, and along with Cole Rodriguez, the talented defenseman, they are sitting out tonight because head coach Kaylee Schrock sending a message. Apparently they arrived to the arena late, so you arrive late, you sit. So Fort Wayne a little bit shorthanded, and then again, Jared Fisher has been held off the score sheet through the first 4 periods of the postseason. So we'll see how that develops here as we head into period 2. We'll take a break, and we'll get ready for second period action. The Spacemen lead Detroit in Game 2 of this USPHL playoff series 2-0. You're watching Spacemen Hockey on the Fort Wayne Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill.
Back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House, Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here in the Spacemen Broadcast Network. Our officials have returned to the ice as we are getting set for second period action. And again, our officials tonight, referee Derek Woodworth, and the linesmen are David Wilhelm and Eric Seeley. We're awaiting the arrival of the respective teams, the visiting Detroit Fighting Irish and the homestanding Detroit Spacemen. We've talked about this at great length during the regular season. Fort Wayne dominating the regular season series 4-0. They won the opening game of this best 2 out of 3 playoff series last night by the score of 5-2. If there would be a game 3 of the best 2 out of 3, it would be here tomorrow at the Sport One Parkview Ice House at 3 p.m. Right now, Fort Wayne on top 2-0. And again, during the regular season, Fort Wayne 4th in the Midwest East with a record of 21-19-3. 3 overtime losses and a shootout loss for 46 points. Detroit was right behind Fort Wayne at 12-30-2, 26 points, so a 20-point difference. And again, Detroit playing significantly shorthanded with about a dozen skaters. Fort Wayne had a full complement last night, but their bench has been shortened tonight due to some disciplinary action by head coach Kaylee Schrock, as Logan Robbins and Lucas Robbins and also defenseman Cole Rodriguez sitting out tonight because a little tardy to the rink. So you have to, it's one thing I've always learned, and especially in my business, which is broadcasting, you are on time or you're out of a job. So it's almost the Vince Lombardi thing. If you're 10 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late. And so the message is being sent as we see Detroit returning to the ice. And the Spacemen should be arriving very shortly. And again, a pretty good first period, again, as far as the goaltenders were concerned. Not quite the volume of shots that we saw last night, but 11-9, and both goaltenders, Alex Shelkinov and Derek Altal, had some testers.
Yeah, Shelkinov, and early on in the first, had a good tester. He was in a vertical horizontal stance, which is a VH where you hug your post, one leg up, one leg down. And they came around the net. He was a little late to react to it. They came around with a wraparound attempt, and he was able to get a toe on it and clear the zone. And then, obviously, Antol, with a few odd-man rushes, he's been able to do a good job cutting down the angle, staying square to the shot. If there's a rebound, he does his best to try to direct it to the corners, which is one of the best things you can do as a goaltender. Just keep it as far away from the net as possible.
Well, Michael Heward, who got the win last night, played 21 regular season games, a record of 9-10, and 1 overtime loss, 4.22 goals against average. Shelkonov, though, in a total of 16 games, 7-6, 2 overtime losses. He did lose the one shootout loss that Fort Wayne had, and that was epic. That was a 10-player shootout, and he actually gave up the goal on the 10th and final player, but Shelkonov, a very respective 4.05 goals against average. One of the things we really haven't talked much about is that Isaac Gleisner will be going to the University of Kentucky to play goal next year. That's what this is about, is trying to get guys to that next level between high school and college. And Andrew Gates, who was here for a couple of games, he's going to play for Indiana Tech. So we are getting set for second period action. It'll be Hightower against Eric Fisher, and I'm going to turn it over to my broadcast partner, Brandon Porter.
All right, we get set for puck drop here. Fisher against Hightower. And that one's going to be won by Fisher. Now it's sent over to the near side for Frankie Hornberg to play. Taking a look at his options, goes back to defense for, looks like Kevin LaPointe as he gains the zone. Along the half wall, poke check there by number 8, Ralph Vilsins, and that one will clear the zone. Buck trying to get it down there, but he's being chased by Oliver Allen as they take it behind the net. Jared Fisher, captain of the Spacemen, coming down far side, sends it to the near side for LaPointe as he takes it to the corner, and now behind the net, cuts to the far side. Out to the point for Buck. 5 seconds remaining, a pass back to LaPointe. LaPointe tries to center it. There's a shot by Schwetz, and it's stopped by Antol. Behind the net now is LaPointe as he gets it to Fisher. Fisher right in the spot. There's a shot blocked in front. Rebound gathered by Schwetz. They go to the corner. A little bump off the play. That one's rung around the board. It's going to be picked up by Oliver Allen as it is knocked down just in the high slot by Giuseppe Pizzo as here comes the Detroit Fighting Irish, but poke checked away at the line by Fisher. Coming in the zone, centering it to Schwetz. Schwetz to the middle. He's tripped up. No call on the play as the puck is directed to the corner. Emmy Johnson tied up with Fisher and Giuseppe Pizzo. And coming away with it is Ralph Vilsins. He sends it near side for Anthony Pelagi to send it down the ice, and it will go no icing. As Jay Kostecki won the race, Alvin Berard sends it far side, looking to get it to Thomas Behrens. It rolls to the corner. Kostecki trying to move around Carson Salkeld. Tied up along the boards, Vilsins goes back down to Kostecki, pass intercepted. To Emmy Johnson, Spaceman breakout coming down the far side. Johnson to the circle, backhands it towards the net. Bit of an easy stop by Antol. As here's Thomas Behrens in the corner, out to Alvin Berard at the point. There's a drive, and that one's wide of the net. Emmy Johnson with it now. Along the half wall, looking at his options, drops it, and that one's going to be poked out of the zone by Vilsins as Emmy Johnson regathers it in his own defensive zone. Sent over to Thomas Behrens as they gain the line, poked off his stick. Picked it up now along the wall is going to be Vilsins as he skates it to the corner. Goes off the boards looking for a pass out. It's intercepted by Huffman as he drops it to Berard. Thomas Behrens with it now, just along the penalty box. He's chased down by Kostecki. Kostecki gains the line, and it rolls out of the zone to be gathered up once again by Ralph Vilsins. A long shift for him as he sends it inside the zone. Shelkonov stops it behind the net and leaves it for Huffman. Here comes Huffman out of the zone, but it gets stolen off his stick by Lane Stewart. And here comes Oliver Allen. At the line, tries to send it down low. It's picked off by Berard. He gets it up to Thomas Behrens, who tries to backhand it into the zone. But he'll have it along the near side wall and then send it to the corner. Near side now, along the wall, Oliver Allen gets it up to Brendan Hull, who throws it towards the net. Shelkonov directs it to the corner. It's going to be grabbed by Justin Daner. Far side now, Schwetz tied up at the moment, out to the point. There's a shot by Carter Schluckbeyer, and there's a chance just outside of the slot. An easy save by Shelkonov, who hangs on with 16:15 remaining here in the second period.
You can tell Detroit playing with a little more desperation. This is an elimination game for the Fighting Irish, and so with the first 3 minutes and 45 seconds, they're trying to pick up the pace a little bit. I still think at the end of the day, even though that Fort Wayne is playing 3 men short tonight with the suspensions of the Robbins brothers and also Cole Rodriguez, I still think they've got the bigger size and they also have more speed. One of the things I've noticed, at least at this point, Brandon, there hasn't been much physicality. So I think perhaps last night Detroit worn down a little bit, and they're just trying to play hockey, trying to make something happen. They got a couple of breaks last night, scored 2 shorthanded goals, so they really need a goal here to start things off here early in the second to get back in this game.
Schwetz poked it into the zone. Antol comes out to play it. It's cleared out of the defensive zone. Jared Fisher will have it in the neutral zone as he sends it to Huffman. Jack Huffman flips it into the zone towards the corner. Icing's going to be waved off. As there's a heavy hit along the boards on Steele, there's going to be a penalty on the play. And that one coming at the 4:14 mark of the second period. Looks like they're going to be directing Brendan Hull to the box.
Looks like a cross check. And I'm trying to think if our official, Derek Woodworth, if he signaled 2 or 4. That's a 2-minute penalty. And Hull was the most penalized player on Detroit this year with 113 penalty minutes. So he no stranger to the penalty box.
Off the draw is going to be Fisher along the wall. He gets pushed head first into the boards as it's out to the point. Here's Buck down to Fisher. Fisher tries to center it to the slot, knocked away by Clay Hightower, and it's out of the zone to be gathered up by Buck. Sends it over to LaPointe, up to Frankie Hornberg, who's got a goal tonight on the power play. So Spaceman 1 for 3. LaPointe tries to get it further down low, cannot, but he keeps it alive at the point. Fisher over to Schwetz. Schwetz fakes the shot, holds on, shot and save made by Antol as Fisher has it. Let's take a look at his options. Sends a bit of a saucer pass over to LaPointe, who tipped it into the Fort Wayne bench. Play whistle down. 1:12 remaining in the Spaceman power play. Face-off is going to be just outside of the Detroit Fighting Irish zone. Line changes for both teams. Zachary Steele to the draw for the Spacemen. He will go up against number 24, Joseph Sherman, and that's won by Steele. Emmy Johnson looking over to Alvon Berard, who loves to rush the play, as he does so right now. Leading the rush into the zone, takes it behind the net, comes to the near side corner. Backhands it out to Emmy Johnson at the point. Goes to the far point. That one is shot wide by Trey Huffman. Thomas Behrens gets it to Emmy Johnson, to Alvon Berard. That one blocked way up here, and it actually goes over the safety net and hits the restaurant. As plays whistle down, 45 seconds remaining on the power play, 14:31 remaining here in the second period.
Well, yet another block by Detroit. Joseph Sherman came out quickly and put his big foot in front of it, went off his skate and well up into the netting.
That one cleared out of the zone, won a little bit too well. Alvon Berard getting chased down by Kostecki. Those two tie up along the boards as Berard's trying to move it over to Johnson, but Kostecki doing a really good job bottling up behind the net. But here come the Spacemen. Steele into the zone towards the slot. There's a shot, scores! A power play goal for the Spacemen. That is 2 for 3 on the night, and they now lead it 3-0.
Well, this is where the Fort Wayne speed is starting to establish itself, and Steele with a head of steam, and he had a big goal last night, and he just cut right through the top of the circle and snapped a quick wrister, beat Antol, and that is huge. The power play goal, 2 power play goals for Fort Wayne, and 3-0 in favor of the Spacemen.
Face-off, going to be controlled by LaPointe. Inside the zone. Emmy Johnson and Alvon Berard getting the assist on the play, as it's going to be grabbed by Anthony Pelagi. Looking up ice, gets it to Clay Hightower, poked off his stick by Frankie Hornberg. Here come the Spacemen the other way. LaPointe weaving his way through, tries to center it to Frankie Hornberg, and it rolls just off his stick as Schwetz ties up with Ralph Vilsins near side. It's sent over to number 21, Anthony Pelagi, and that one goes down for an icing.
Well, I think last night and now here, we're not quite halfway through this game, but I think the short bench of Detroit is starting to take a physical toll. Again, it looks like you've got a lot of the Fighting Irish laboring a little bit with tired legs, and because a lot of these guys, Hightower at center, they've had to log an awful lot of ice time.
We shall see if that will affect him further on here in the third period, as this one's into the far corner. Schwetz trying to send it to the middle, but it's broken up, and here comes Detroit. Oliver Allen gains his own. Pressure now gets around Huffman. That one bounces off the side of the net, and here come the Spacemen. And it's sent up ice looking for Trey Huffman. He gets into the zone, but it's whistled for the offsides. Might have just beat the puck probably by a couple of inches.
Well, they were looking for the stretch pass to Huffman, who was behind the defense with his speed, and it was just chipped a little bit by a Detroit defender, and by the time Trey was able to gather the puck, he was maybe a stride or two offside.
12:58 remaining here in the second period. Face-off just outside of the Detroit zone. That is won by Joseph Sherman. As looking to get it up the ice was Carter Schluckbeyer, but it's stolen by the Spacemen, and here they come. Huffman tries to center it. It goes through the feet of Tom's Behrens, as Jared Fisher has it behind the net, gets it to Behrens, who looks to the corner for Huffman. Backhanded out is stolen by Kostecki, who goes the other way. Kostecki trying to make a move on the defenseman Buck, as it's at the point, knocked further towards the far side corner, where it's gathered up once again by Tom's Behrens. And here come the Spacemen looking for Fisher, but he was not quite ready for the pass as he gets it off a tip from Clay Hightower, gains his own. Fisher with a shot, and that one's off the arm of Derek Antol.
I don't think it's a matter of if but when Jared Fisher is going to get on the sheet somehow, some way. And that's one of the interesting things after a 104-point regular season with 57 goals. Playoffs are a second season, and they'll probably be keying on Fisher a lot.
Face-off controlled by the Spaceman once again. LaPointe sends it down low. It's going to be in the near side, gathered up by Emmy Johnson, trying to get it out to the point. That one almost gets soccered along by Jack Huffman, but here come the Fighting Irish, 2-on-1. Allen to Vilsins. It's broken up in front by Berard. Good defensive play, and we have a whistle on the play. Not quite sure what the whistle was for.
Looked like the net came off its mooring just a little bit behind Shelkinov. Good play that time by the Spacemen to break up the 2-on-1, and as they were trying to crash the net, I think Detroit maybe bumped the pipe and it just came a little bit off the mooring. Well, actually, Fort Wayne would have had to because the face-off is still in the Spaceman zone.
So face-off won by the Spaceman. Berard tries to backhand it out of the zone. He gets up to Emmy Johnson instead, and here comes LaPointe. Kevin LaPointe gains his own. He gets it poked off his stick by Giuseppe Pizzo. But Emmy Johnson will have it now for the Spacemen along the wall. Gets it to the corner. Sends it around to the near side. It's going to be Clay Hightower. Tries to get it out. It's stolen. Here's LaPointe. Kevin LaPointe to Hornberg. There's a shot. And a save made by Antol, who was looking around for it. Couldn't quite find it.
Hornberg can't believe it. He had the one great goal, LaPointe unselfishly giving him a cross-ice pass, and Hornberg had him cold turkey. But Antol with the great save. And I'll tell you what, throughout this series and the last time Detroit was in town, we have seen sensational goaltending by the Fighting Irish from Derek Antol and Justin Sheets.
They've done a good job so far. Despite it being 3-0, they have done well to keep their team in it. It's another face-off win for the Spacemen as Steele tries to center it to Schwetz, who was on his knees. And that one's cleared out by Oliver Allen, looking for Kostecki. Sent over to the near side for Buck. Off the boards, trying to look up ice. It misses Steele, and it will go behind the net. No icing on the play.
Nope.
Jared Fisher in the corner. Takes a bit of a bump, but gets around it. Fisher with a shot. That's blocked in front. That one's sent around behind the net. Out to the point, Steele to Salkeld, who gets it over to Buck. Back to Steele. That pass misses. Rolls to the near side. Schwetz back to Steele behind the net. There's a wraparound chance, and stop made by Antle.
Steele has been very active in this game. He has a goal. He had a goal last night, and he is just all over the puck. He's had a number of shots, not only in this game, but last night as well. So Zachary Steele has been a big factor. We talked about with the absence of the Robbins brothers and Cole Rodriguez. A couple of guys are going to have to step up a little bit. Zachary Steele has done just that.
Face-off win by the Fighting Irish. Ralphsville Sins looking up to Clay Hightower. He's getting pressured hard by Schwetz. A stretch pass, another 2-on-1 for the Fighting Irish. And a good defensive breakup there by Austin Buck. And now the Spacemen come the other way. LaPointe behind the net, goes to the near side. Using his speed, taking a look, gets to Schwetz. And he's poked off his stick by Allen. As it goes behind the net, wraparound attempt by LaPointe is stopped, and it's going to be poked away. Here comes another odd man rush. Kostecki with Allen. Kostecki centers it to Allen, but broken up by Justin Diener. Alvon Berard tries to get a stick on it, but he is lifted. As now it is going to be, looks like Huffman the other way, trying to work his way free. There's a shot, scores! Oh, what a great effort by Trey Huffman, and it's 4-0.
Well, the time of the goal is 10:21, and you were talking about this, Brandon, with the absence of the speed of the Robbins brothers, Logan and Lucas. You have the Huffman brothers, especially Trey, and he has stepped right up. That's his second goal of the game. A tremendous individual effort, and it's now 4-0 in favor of the Spacemen. They're starting to open this up, and I still say it's a much more fatigued Detroit team at this point.
Berard over to Diener. LaPointe and Berard picking up assists on the Trey Huffman goal. Berard has it in the neutral zone. Tries to get inside the zone. It's stolen. Here comes Giuseppe Pizzo. A shot. Big save by Shelkinov. And now Alphon Berard trying to break it out. Poked off his stick by Pizzo. As he hits a heavy hit there on the defenseman, but here comes Fisher. Fisher into the zone. Takes it behind the net. Tries to center to Barons. There's a shot and save made along the crease. As they had Derek Antle down and out, but they could not elevate it over him, who makes a pad save along the ice.
Well, we talk about this starting with last night's game. Head coach Kaylee Schrock of the Spacemen said Detroit likes to clog things up in the defensive zone. They try to keep you outside. A key for Fort Wayne, get pucks to the net, get to the net, create some traffic. Fort Wayne has done a much better job of that tonight, of crashing the net, getting pucks to the net, getting chances. I'll tell you what, it's been a great effort by Antle to make some big saves. What could this have been without, again, more Detroit blocks and the great saves by Antle? 4-0 Fort Wayne.
Down far side corner, Emmy Johnson tied up. Looks like he's tied up with number 21, Anthony Pelagi. There's a shot from the point, blocked in front and tipped, actually, by his own defenseman, Carter Schluckmeyer, as that one was redirected into the safety netting.
You can tell Fort Wayne is really starting to pour the pressure on. Detroit is trying to roll its lines as quickly as possible, but when you have so few players and they're just playing every other shift, that's going to take a physical toll.
Hornberg pokes it around to the far side. Kevin LaPointe trying to make a move. He's at the point. Gets it to the slot. There's a shot along the ice. Tipped in front. And now it's a scramble outside the crease. LaPointe to Hornberg. And that one was stopped by Antle. Jay Kostecki looking up ice to Oliver Allen. It's tipped, so no icing. Jack Huffman with Allen in pursuit. And there's a heavy hit by Kostecki, but here comes Emmy Johnson with Frankie Hornberg. Emmy Johnson centers it to Hornberg. It goes through his feet. Salkeld to drive, blocked in front by Allen. Behind the net to the near side corner. Kevin LaPointe tries to go to the face-off circle, avoids multiple checks, gets taken down, but no call as it rolls to the neutral zone. Jack Huffman throws it back inside. It rolls towards the side of the net, picked up by Ralph Vilsins. Over to Clay Hightower, goes back to Vilsins as his stretch pass gains out of the zone. Icing will be waved off as they say Huffman got a stick on it. Jack Huffman looking up to Kevin LaPointe. Over to Schwetz, who gains his own as he's bumped off there by number 9, Giuseppe Pizzo. Here comes Detroit the other way. Lane Stewart into the zone. It's poked off his stick. And now a chance in the high slot by Stewart as he regathered it. Stop made by Shelkinov. As Caden Schwetz will get a pass from behind the net. Blocked off by Lane Stewart. Stewart another shot. Stick save made by Shelkinov as it rolls into the safety netting. With 6:53 remaining here in the second period, it's 4-0 Spacemen.
Well, a couple of good scoring opportunities that time for Detroit, primarily by Lane Stewart. One whistled a little bit wide, and then Shelkinov with the big save. And I would suspect the shot disparity will be picking up in favor of Fort Wayne in this period. But again, sometimes you can be lulled to sleep when you don't face that many shots as a goaltender. But when he's been tested, Shelkinov has been right there to make some big saves.
Yeah, a lot of goaltenders tend to like a lot of action.
Yep.
Speaking of, here comes the Spaceman. It's bumped off their stick, but it's gathered up by Austin Buck. Over to Steele, tipped in front by Buck. Oh, beautiful glove save made by Antol as he was able to get a glove on the redirect.
And again, just a little bit of chippiness is picking up here as exchange of pleasantries by Lane Stewart and Caden Schwetz. And as we get deeper into the game, and you'd like to think that Detroit is not going to say, okay, if we're going down, we'll exact a pound of flesh, but you're talking about 17 to 20-year-olds, and there is some physicality to the game. But I'll tell you what, I have to give Detroit all the credit in the world going back to last night and tonight. They are undermanned, but they are playing their hearts out.
So it's going to be Hull against LaPointe. A tie-up in the draw coming in was Thomas Behrens, but it's poked off his stick, and the Fighting Irish go the other way. Clay Hightower gains his own. Trying to make a move on Austin Buck. It rolls to the near side corner. As those two tie up, it's going to be brought to the far corner to be grabbed now by LaPointe. Sends it up to Trey Huffman. Huffman with the previous goal, a beautiful effort. As Behrens gets a heavy hit there by Brendan Hull as it rolls to the boards. Hull kind of throwing his body around right now. Behrens is in there. He's tied up at the moment. Multiple players. Here's Huffman. Huffman out to the point for Salkeld. Carson Salkeld a shot, and that one stops with a rebound. That one's through the crease and wide. Huffman out to Salkeld. Back to Huffman. Back to Salkeld. As there's another shot that's tipped in front by LaPointe and wide of the net. As Behrens tries to lay a hit on Brendan Hull. It's out to the point for Berard, who makes the move to keep it in, but it's cleared by Joseph Sherman. But here comes Berard, but it's whistled down for the offsides. 5:24 remains here in the second period. 4-0 is our score. Goals in the period coming, one on the power play by Steele from Berard and Johnson. That came at the 5:52 mark. And then Trey Huffman made a great effort from LaPointe and Berard again at the 10:21 mark.
Well, Berard very active in this period with a pair of helpers.
Off the draw, here's a steal. Hits Jared Fisher, bidding for that goal. It's tipped in front and just rolls just wide of the net. As it rolls to Oliver Allen. He tries to make a move, a turnover at the point. Here is Fisher. Fisher goes behind the net to the near side corner. Fisher towards the face-off circle, high slot, loses an edge. Diener fakes a shot and it's poked off his stick. Here comes Lane Stewart into the zone. Stewart a drive, and that one's above the net and wide. Trying to keep it in was number 21, Anthony Pelagi. Is going to be gathered up by Justin Diener. Looking up ice for Fisher, and now a stretch pass to Frankie Hornberg. One touches it to Emmy Johnson. Johnson with the move, there's a shot, scores! 5-hole on Antol, and it's 5-0 Spacemen.
Well, that one could be the dagger at the 15:28 mark. Great touch pass by Hornberg, and Emmy Johnson cruising in on the off wing, and he was able to beat Antol 5-hole. So 5-hole and 5-0 in favor of the Spacemen.
Hornberg having a great night so far, picking up 2 points so far, as he had a goal last night, so he's doing a great job getting on the score sheet. Face-off won by the Spacemen. Johnson with the goal. That one's cleared out. For some reason, they're giving an assist to Perry, but we'll have to check that one here, as it's taken up by Giuseppe Pizzo, as his centering attempt is blocked. Grabbed now by Kevin Lapointe. Lapointe trying to get it out of the zone. He makes a nice move, but eventually it's stolen, but it's right back to Buck. Up in the air in the high slot, gathered up by Lapointe. Lapointe, another nice move, backhands it down to Caden Schwetz. Schwetz behind the net, centering attempt goes through the crease and wide and is cleared by Joseph Sherman. Austin Buck will receive it from the goaltender Shelkinov. 3:36 remaining here in the second period. 5-0 is our score. Here come the Spacemen once again. Lapointe, there's a shot, save, and it rolls behind him, but a quick whistle by the referee Woodworth will blow it dead.
Schwetz was the one who got the second assist, I believe. Hornberg and Schwetz. And I believe the whistle was blown before that puck slithered through the goaltender, so it will remain 5-0.
Well, that one looks like they're taking it out of the zone.
Well, that's interesting.
And now it looks like they're going to redirect it back in.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where they would have taken that outside the zone. Derek Woodworth consulting with his linesman, David Wilhelm and Eric Seeley. Maybe it was a bit of a quick whistle, but Fort Wayne on top, 5-0, 3:22 to go here in period 2.
So face-off will be blown again inside the Fighting Irish zone, as that one was shot into the stands. Another face-off is Fisher against Kostecki. That one won by Kostecki this time, as those two tie up in the far corner. Fisher leaves it for Trey Huffman. Backhands it back to Fisher. Comes to the near side. Trying to center it. That goes through the crease and wide. And here is Oliver Allen the other way. Allen gains his own. He'll flip it down low. So he races Fisher for the puck. And it's going to be centered. Trying to get Kostecki. And that one is tipped inside of the Fighting Irish bench.
Well, you don't want to put this one in the books just yet because you have 20 minutes to go in the third period, just under 3 to go here. But Fort Wayne with a commanding 5-0 lead. This could potentially be the final game of the year for the Detroit Fighting Irish. But Fort Wayne, again, you don't want to get caught looking too far ahead, but you want to make sure when the whistle blows, you don't get caught up in a lot of extracurriculars after the whistle blows, because you have to think about your health and perhaps the next round beyond.
So face-off win for the Spacemen, cleared the zone. So now it's going to be gathered up by Jay Kostecki, but play whistle down for the offsides as Ralph Vilsins came in first. Kostecki kind of got caught a little bit by a defensive effort of the Spacemen, with 2:43 remaining here in the second period.
And again, all the credit in the world to this Detroit Fighting Irish team. They came in here undermanned. About a dozen available skaters. I see now the captain Hightower is taking a shift on defense. I think he's lived on this ice surface this weekend. So no quit in this team whatsoever.
Well, on the near side is put inside the zone by Jay Kostecki. Sherman trying to come away with it. He's tied up. Check that. That is Brendan Hull. As now it's gathered up and banged off the boards and cleared out of the zone. Grabbed by Clay Hightower. He looks up to Kostecki, but it's a turnover. Here's Emmy Johnson. Over to Hornberger, shot save. Rebound is again, it's in the net. They score!
Now, Fort Wayne just pouring the pressure on. First save is made, but when you have people there for the rebound, that might be Emmy Johnson once again.
I believe Hornberg might get yet another assist.
This comes at 17:56, and you can tell that Detroit, the gas tank is starting to flash E. But I believe Johnson will get the goal, and I think you're right. Hornberg may have yet another helper, which would be his third point of the night.
Face-off won by Fisher.
Hornberg the goal.
Hornberg the goal.
So Johnson gets the assist.
Another goal for Hornberg tonight. As now a stretch pass to the near side, trying to get it to Steele. Goes a little bit wide. Steele regathers it and drops it for Fisher. Fisher out to the point for Alvon Berard. Over to Salkeld. Salkeld to drive. Tipped in front and they score!
Well, this comes at 18:29, and as they unfortunately say, the route is on. Salkeld with the blast. I'm not sure if it was tipped. That might be straight Carson Salkeld all the way. And they're going to change goaltenders as out comes Antol. But this may be from the too little, too late department. And Justin Sheets, who survived 56 shots last night, comes in.
Face-off won by the Fighting Irish.
So Fisher does get a helper, and
Salkeld.
Berard also picks one up on the goal by Salkeld at 18:29.
Great shot by Salkeld. I thought that was tipped in front, but it was a really nice shot, as here is Zachary Steele coming inside the zone. Steele to the corner. He takes it, tries to center it to Fisher. It goes just under his stick. And now Giuseppe Pizzo trying to come away with it. He's rubbed off by Steele. And here's Alvon Berard, who loves to rush the play. He gains the zone, drops it to Schwetz. Schwetz, a shot, scores! Well, when it rains, it pours. And right now, it's just pouring for the Detroit Fighting Irish as it's 8-0.
And that will come at 19:09, so Fort Wayne has just gone ballistic offensively here in the final 4.5 minutes here of period 2.
6 goals this period by the Spacemen. 8-0 is the score. 50 seconds remaining here in the second period. Huffman with Berard on the assist, and here comes the Spaceman again. Trey Huffman to the corner. Tries to get it towards the center, poked away by Clay Hightower. Here comes Oliver Allen the other way. Makes a move, hits the brakes on Justin Diener. A centering attempt finds Kostecki. There's a centering attempt, but it's knocked away by the defense, and here comes the Spaceman the other way with 13 on the clock. Kevin Lapointe tries to center it, and it's knocked away off Tom's Barron stick as they go far side. Now it's trapped behind the net. That one tried to get cleared as the horn will go. The Spacemen will enter the second intermission with an 8-0 score. A very high scoring period, 6 goals that period by the Spacemen. We'll take a quick break here. You are watching Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And look at his crawl.
Shot hits the post, and the center feed to Louis Knipscher, shot scores!
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ant in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House, along with Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here in the Fort Wayne Spacemen Broadcast Network. And it was a second period explosion for the Spacemen as they pour in 6 goals to take a commanding 8-0 lead over the Detroit Fighting Irish in Game 2 of this best-of-3 first-round USPHL playoff series. It started at 5:22 after Fort Wayne had the 2-0 first-period lead. Zachary Steele on the power play scored. Assist to Alvon Berard and Jimmy Johnson, 3-0 Fort Wayne. Then at the 10:21 mark, Trey Huffman on a brilliant play. He scored a goal. The assist to Kevin Lapointe, also Berard, and it's 4-0 Fort Wayne. Then came the scoring flurry. Emmy Johnson at 15:28 from Hornberg, and also Caden Schwetz. Then Frankie Hornberg, his second goal of the game, the assist to Lapointe and Johnson at 17:56. Carson Salkeld with a blast from the point at 18:29. Jared Fisher and Berard the assist, and then Caden Schwetz completed the onslaught with the goal at 19:09. Berard picked up his 4th point of the period. Jack Hoffman also an assist. So Fort Wayne, 4 goals in a span of 3 minutes and 41 seconds to break this game wide open. They lead 8-0 after 2 periods. Just 1 penalty in the period. That was assessed to Brendan Hull of Detroit. 2 minutes cross-checking at 4:14. Shots on goal in the period favored the Spacemen and then some, 23-5. So far through 2 periods of play, Fort Wayne with 34 shots, 14 for Detroit. And after that goal by Schwetz, the starting goaltender for the Detroit Fighting Irish, Derek Antol, was replaced by Justin Sheets, who was the goaltender who survived a 56-shot onslaught last night. Well, they take a look at some of the numbers here. Shots on goal again, 34-14. Detroit with 18 more blocks to 10 for Fort Wayne. So think about that. If it wasn't for all those blocks, how many more shots Fort Wayne would have. 6 penalty minutes for Detroit, 4 for Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne is 2 for 3 in the power play, and Detroit 0 for 2. Detroit has 1 more face-offs, 23-19. We are pleased to be joined here between periods by John Giovenco, who is the father of Fort Wayne goaltender Lance Giovenco. John, thanks for joining us. Your son, part of the goaltending quartet that has been here throughout the season. My understanding is he'll be playing for the University of Kentucky next year.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
What has his experience been like here in Fort Wayne to play here at the USPHL level?
It's been great. It's been great. He had other options before signing with Fort Wayne, and his parents and himself, we just had a great feeling about the coaching staff and the local ownership. We felt that was a huge factor. That the team was owned by folks who actually live in Fort Wayne. And then one thing, him being a goalie, was when he found out that there would be 2, not 1, but 2 full-time goalie coaches that he could work with. His eyes just lit up. That was the selling point for him, was the goalie coaching, something that he, hasn't really had consistently throughout his playing career. So it's been great for him, and we feel that's probably what got him the spot at UK. It was just that knowing, that the coaches had his back, and they talked to those the UK coaches, and really sold the UK coaches on my son.
And one of the great things when you think about the fact that they have had 4 goaltenders here, Michael Hayward, who's basically the starter, Isaac Leisner, Alex Shelkinov, and Lance. One of the things I've heard when goaltending time is at a premium, I hear from ownership and management, they say, all of these goaltenders pull for each other, even though some may not play as much as the others. They love it here in Fort Wayne. And you talk about the fact that with the goaltending coaches, they're getting that experience, and it pays off for Lance because he gets to play at the next level in college.
That's correct. Yeah, the goalies are, you've heard it said, they're a different breed.
They are.
And yeah, they are. They stick together. They know what it takes, and they know what each of them has been through, so they pull for each other. And just the goaltending coaching up here. I mean, they have extra ice sessions at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning,
right.
And I know those boys turn out for it because, they're all motivated. They all want to play, and they love it.
Has Lance been told what his role might be next year at UK?
No, we don't know that.
Okay.
We know he's got a spot on the team.
There you go.
And,
which is important.
Which is important. Get your foot in the door. But we do know that they carried 3 goalies this past season. 2 of them have graduated. 1 is still going to be there. So we know there will be at least 2. Lance and another kid named Sam, who's we know Sam, and Sam's a good goalie. Sam and Lance have played against each other before, and they've had that respect for each other, and so it'll be good. He'll know a kid on the team.
Coming from Louisville, what's it going to be like going to Lexington?
Oh, that's going to be rough. That's going to be rough. I'm definitely a U of L fan.
Yeah.
But I will buy some UK hockey merchandise. I'll support the team, but it will have to say UK hockey on it. Unfortunately, my brothers have said, nope, can't do it. We'll go down, we'll support him, support the team, but I can't wear a UK sweatshirt. So,
John, thanks so much for coming by. From everything I hear, Lance has been an absolute pleasure to be here in Fort Wayne this year.
Yes.
Best of luck with his collegiate future, and
thank you.
Maybe you can talk the family into getting some of that blue. So thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate
for having me.
We're going to take a quick break, and we will come back, get set for third period action. The Spacemen all over Detroit, 8-0. You're watching Spacemen hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes.
Well, back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House, Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here on the Spacemen Broadcast Network. Detroit has returned to the ice. We're waiting the arrival of the Spacemen, and you hate to say it, but it seems like it's a fait accompli where the Spacemen look like they're on their way to sweeping this first-round playoff series with Midwest East Division rival Detroit, as Fort Wayne, with a 6-goal explosion in the second period, is overwhelming Detroit by the score of 8-0. Again, after a 2-0 first period lead, Zachary Steele, a power play goal in period 2. Trey Huffman, his second goal of the game. Emmy Johnson, a goal. Frankie Hornberg, his second goal of the game. Carson Salkeld and Caden Schwett. So that 6-goal onslaught, 4 of them coming in a span of 3 minutes and 41 seconds, has blown this game wide open. So the team's getting some final instructions, and Fort Wayne doing a little stretching in front of its bench. And again, we've talked about this starting with last night throughout this game. A tip of the hat, without question, to the Detroit Fighting Irish, because we look at their roster last night going into game one of this playoff series. Looked like they only had 14 available skaters. I actually think they were only playing 12, and I think that's the same situation tonight. These kids have played their hearts out. And as they come to center here to begin the third period, the captain, Clay Hightower of Detroit, the Spaceman captain, Jared Fisher, off they go, and the draw is controlled by Justin Diener. He'll just flip it deep into the zone. I just have a feeling that Fort Wayne is going to play a lot of just dump the puck in and not try to pour it on. Hightower has been on the ice the entire game virtually, either playing center, he's dropped back to play defense, so there are some guys who have given a yeoman's effort. Kostecki, and now Behrens will control along the wall, chipping it along the wall, dumps it back behind the net. Racing in is Trey Huffman. Vilsins, he's bumped into. Now Fort Wayne trying to pinch it in. They're not going to just kind of phone it in this period, but I just don't think there's going to be a ton of offensive pressure unless an opportunity presents itself. Behrens will dump it in. That's sticked aside by the relief goaltender, Sheets, who played last night. And now back the other way. Just trying to chip it off the wall is Dylan Wells. And here comes Steele. Steele trying to slide through the defense, but he's poked off the play that time by Pelegi. And now back the other way. Here come the Fighting Irish on the off wing. Stepping in, just wrapping around the wall is Vilsins. Racing after it is Sherman. Joseph Sherman, a very talented player. Now right in front, they're going to try to jam it through the goal mouth, and that just misses Vilsins. He'll see that in his dreams as it went right to him on the long side, and Vilsins couldn't get a stick on it to bang it home. So now Detroit fanning on trying to dump it in, but trying to work it into the zone that time is Kostecki. Comes along the wall, racing out with speed is Jack Hoffman. Now here comes Jack Hoffman banging it off the wall, and that could be icing on Fort Wayne. It's waved off. And now here back the other way. Hightower, the leading scorer and the captain for Detroit. Winds up in the Fort Wayne zone, poked out. Taking control now is Lapointe. Lapointe takes a look, feathers it ahead to Jack Hoffman. Hoffman with his speed, racing after him is Brendan Hall. One of the things I'm noticing so far here through the first 2.5 minutes, Brandon, this isn't one of these just phone it in type of periods here. We still have a lot of hockey to go, but the teams aren't exactly trying to light each other up because I think you more or less know how this game's going to come out.
Yeah, that's a good thing, though. Good job by the Detroit Fighting Irish. Not really looking to take someone's head off right now. They're just playing hockey just to play it at this point right now, being down 8-0.
And here's Austin Buck, the big talented defenseman. He gets it ahead. Here comes Fisher. Fisher snaps the shot, just goes over the crossbar. That goes the length of the rink, but that was shot by Fisher, so that will not be icing. Detroit making wholesale changes. And now just standing behind his net, setting up shop, is Carson Salkeld, who has a goal in this game. Comes across to Buck. Buck ahead. Hornberg just chips it in. What a great game Hornberg has had. What a great series Hornberg has had. Down to 16:40 here in the match. 8-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. Now back the other way. Kostecki. Very talented player with good speed. Kostecki in the corner trying to get some help that time from Wooten. Now ahead it comes to Emmy Johnson. Here comes the powerful Emmy Johnson. Tries to get it through. That's deflected away by Detroit. Now some changes for Fort Wayne. Intercepting and circling is Trey Huffman. Huffman has had an outstanding game. Comes right through the middle, bit of a stretch pass. Tom's Barron's working. Tries to slide it through, and that time Lapointe couldn't quite get a shillelagh on it. Now it goes back behind the net. Poking it back into the corner is Sheets, and here come Detroit back the other way. End-to-end action here to start the first part of the third period. That's poked away, and here comes Trey Hoffman with speed. Ahead to Behrens. Behrens with a shot. Big save, and the rebound. Another big save.
It's in.
And I think the rebound was poked in. That may have been Barons with the second and third effort, as a couple of huge saves by Sheets. But I believe that is Barons. We'll get the official word, and it's 9-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. 4:22 is the time. Well, Justin Sheets made a number of saves, and finally, third time's the charm.
Hoffman.
Well, it was Huffman then on the third effort who picked up the loose change. Barons gets an assist, and for Trey Huffman, that is the hat trick. So the time of the goal is 4:22, 9-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. Trey Huffman, his third goal of the night. Well, you have to give Sheets credit. He made the first, the second, maybe even the third save, and then Huffman able to bang in the loose change right in front. There's another shot by Huffman that's sticked aside by Sheets. Big hit that time. Knocks Huffman on the seat of his pants. Now back into the corner, LaPointe. That is run down that time by Schluckmeyer. So we are down to the 14:40 mark. 9-0 in favor of the Spacemen. We talked about this last night, and we saw it in the second period, and clearly the fatigue of that short bench has set in for Detroit.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to really take effect as the Spacemen have just been able to roll line after line after line. A lot of the guys on the Fighting Irish is rolling double shifts.
Now Fisher with a shot. Again, that goes over the top of the pipe. Big hit that time is stepped into was Lane Stewart, as that was a hit by Schwetz. Now Detroit trying to clear the zone, and it does. But Fort Wayne doing a great job of bottling the Fighting Irish up in the neutral zone. Racing in that time now is Drew Wooten, but taking control. Salkeld to Huffman. And they clear to center. Now here comes Steele. It's 3-on-2. Steele tries to get it through to Fisher. Goes into the corner. Schwetz to Fisher. Fisher tries to spin. Goes through a sea of Fighting Irish players. 13:34 to go. 9-0 in favor of the Spacemen. So looks likely they're going to win this first round playoff series, and they await their second round fate, which very well could be facing division champion Chicago, which had a regular season record of 35-8. Emmy Johnson comes through the slot. Big save there by Stevens on the shot by, looked like it was Fisher. Another big drive. That goes wide as Buck was bidding for a shot on goal. Now Emmy Johnson. Steele behind the net, putting some pressure on. And Detroit looking to clear. Fighting Irish try to move it ahead. That goes through the skates of Buck. Racing in on the play is Oliver Allen. Allen trying to keep the pressure on. Battle along the wall behind the net. Diener and Hightower. Also Dylan Wells in there. Buck. Hightower with that relentless forecheck. And now Fort Wayne comes out the other way. Austin Buck ahead. He serves it over to Johnson. Johnson flips it. And right on goal, and that'll be covered up by Sheets. Well, if anything, this has been a very fast-paced game. 12:24 to go in the match. It is 9-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. And you know something? It doesn't feel like it's 9-0. Detroit has played its ears off. It was that 6-goal onslaught in the second period, but the 4 goals in that 3:41 span, Fort Wayne through 2 periods with a 34-14 shot advantage. So basically the Detroit goaltenders have seen more rubber than Goodyear tire. Now Detroit looking to break it out. That's flipped ahead. Trying to dump it into the zone that time was Sherman, but that caromed off perhaps the linesman. Now here comes Trey Huffman looking for more. He already has the hat trick. Berard, who had a 4-point second period, all assists. So a lot of clogging up going on in the neutral zone. Hoffman trying to put the pressure on Pelegi. Now Hoffman has it. Berard! One-timer. And that was a great left pad save that time by Sheets. He wasn't sure he had it. He thrust the leg out and was able to pin it between his pad and the ice in the goal mouth. LaPointe on the draw for Fort Wayne. Controlled by Detroit. Behind the net is Schleckbeyer. 11:44 to go, third period, 9-0 in favor of the Spacemen. They're going to wave that off. Fort Wayne looks to break it out. That's just served ahead, but a little too strong for LaPointe. Now Trey Huffman tries to weave his way through a couple of Detroit players. Salkeld with a drive. That's gloved by Sheets, and he'll hang on. So Salkeld, who has a goal on a big drive from the point in the second period. Well, we talked about this the last time Detroit was in. You have to give the credit to their goaltenders. I call them the Mighty Mites, Justin Sheets and Derek Antol. Sheets 5'9", Antol 5'8", but they get the job done. They face an awful lot of shots. Now 11:16 to go here in period 3. Detroit looking to make anything happen. Fisher circles in his own zone. He'll just flip it into the zone. Right now, the Spacemen with a 9-0 lead and 11 minutes left in the match are going to let the clock do some work for them. My former coach, Mr. Comet Eddie Long, used to often say, let the puck do the work, which often means try to headman the puck, work it ahead. You don't have to try to carry it the length of the rink. Schwetz tries to feed it ahead. Steele with speed. Jockeying against Hall, he loses an edge and goes heavily into the boards, loses his stick. He's a little bit stunned, but he'll pick up his stick. Now Schwetz dances through the zone, spins along the wall. He's rubbed off the play. Now here come the Fighting Irish back the other way. Trying to work his way into the zone is that man, Clay Hightower. I'm starting to wonder if he was born on the ice. He's out there so much. Hightower just now going for a change. And Steele and Fisher swoop in. Fisher snap the shot. Save that time by Sheets. The puck flips in the air. Comes through the slot, and Detroit trying to break it out the other way. 10 minutes left. Racing down. That time was Pizzo, and he just tried to whack it back into the zone, but that carried off a player, and now back the other way. Here comes Anthony Pileggi. Detroit trying to find some sort of an answer. That ends up on goal, sticked aside by Shelkinov. Really enjoyed talking to John Gianvenko because I'll tell you what, you had 4 goaltenders here, and I've heard this from one of the owners, Todd Ramsey. All 4 goaltenders extremely happy, pulling for each other, knowing that probably 2 of the 4 are going to get the bulk of the playing time.
Yeah, I had that when I played for the Carroll Chargers my year. We ran 3 goaltenders, me, Cam Whitney, and Trevor Hawks, and we were always there. We had each other's backs, and no matter what happened, I think we had a strong relationship with each other.
And that's very, very important, especially during practice. Buck will just flip it into the zone. He will go for a change. Under 9 minutes to go, period 3. It's been a very fast-paced hockey game, very penalty-free. Only a total of 5 penalties so far in the game. That goes wide of the net. Berard takes a glance over his shoulder. Coming in on him is Pizzo. Now Carson Salkeld ahead to Emmy Johnson. Now Johnson will work his way into the zone. Johnson will just take it into the corner, feed it behind the net. Kevin LaPointe, masterful with the puck as always. LaPointe comes across. Emmy Johnson here at the top of the circle. Huffman tries to feed it on goal, and right in front there's a loose puck. Good save that time by Sheets. LaPointe looking to chip it home. Puck sent the length of the rink, but again they're going to wave off any kind of icing as we wind down toward the 8-minute mark. Salkeld, and that goes off the stick of Barons into the netting, so we will have a face-off right near center ice. And once again, through the regular season and now 2 games into the playoffs, I take a look up here at the Overtime Lounge, our broadcast vantage point, and great support for the Spacemen this year is up in this area. Of course, we also have the Indiana State High School hockey playoffs going on, but here at the third rink, we have a good support for the Spacemen and good support also down along the rink. Fisher, the league's leading scorer with 57 goals and 104 points. Look out, right in front, there's a shot. Oh, he scores! That will break the shutout as, again, a turnover by Fort Wayne results in a goal. And that will be Oliver Allen breaking the shutout, and it comes at the 12-14 mark.
That's just one of those things, you're getting, you're getting routed right now. This is one of those things you look forward to. That's one of those silver linings.
So Allen the goal, Hull the assist at 12-14, and with it a 9-0 game with about 8 minutes to go, you have to give Detroit all the credit in the world not giving up. That was a Fort Wayne turnover that resulted in the play, and Allen made no mistake as he flipped it past Shelkinov. So unfortunately, that will break the shutout. But it's still 9-1 Spacemen with 7:21 left in the contest. Allen the goal, Hull the assist at 12-14. Comes back to the point. That caroms that time off the skate of Pizzo. Well, Shelkinov is a little disappointed not to have picked up that shutout. And still plenty of time to go. 7:12 left in the contest. Here's Steele with speed. Slides it into the zone. Being pursued that time by Pelegi. Now behind the net. Steele dumps it back to Schwetz. Schwetz has a goal. Schwetz a little dance right near the side of the net. That's poked away from him along the hash. And now here come Detroit back the other way. Berard thwarts that play, as that time it was Oliver Allen, the goal scorer, trying to make something else happen. Fort Wayne looks to center. That's guided away. Just dumped back into the corner by Schwetz, who goes for a line change. Now LaPointe spinning away from Allen. Here's LaPointe. There's a shot. Glove save that time by Sheets. One of the things, these Detroit goaltenders have quick glove hands.
Yeah, it's one thing a lot of goalies pride themselves on is how quickly they can react with their gloves. A lot of goaltenders trying to train it to make those good stops, and good job by Sheets to track it all the way through.
The draw comes back to center. And now Fort Wayne trying to make the clock its friend. That's just chipped into the zone that time by Hornberg. And again, all the Spacemen right now are right around the neutral zone. Fisher with some modest pressure at the blue line. Comes cross ice. They just want to get through this final 6 minutes. That time goes off the stick of Sherman, and he didn't quite dump it into the zone. Carson Salkeld able to briefly clear to center. This is a late offside, so Detroit touches up. Jack Hoffman sets up shop behind his net, and Fort Wayne will look for the breakout. Fisher takes the puck with speed, tries to weave his way through, but he was, that time, denied by Drew Wooten. Now Fort Wayne will try once again. Jack Hoffman off the boards. Well, Detroit, again, not going quietly into the night. There's a quick shot, sticked aside by Shelkinov. That was Vilsins with the quick shot. Now under 5.5 to play. And looking ahead that time, the pass goes off the stick of Dylan Wells. Wells putting the pressure on as trying to poke it away as Daner. Jack Hoffman caroms it off the wall. Pass goes ahead. And here's Emmy Johnson. Now Johnson poked off his stick that time by Schluckbeyer. And we are now 5 minutes to go in the match. 9-1 in favor of Fort Wayne. And here's Tom's Behrens. Behrens will just glance it off the glass. And again, Fort Wayne just standing up along its blue line. 0 forechecking pressure right now, as they are just looking to let this clock wind down. Diener chips it off the wall. Turning and collecting the puck is Schluckbeyer. Hightower tries to guide it into the zone, but no. Austin Buck has his feet pulled out from under him, and there's going to be a penalty on Detroit. That's when you virtually had the call. This will come at 15:31, and that will be a trip against Detroit. And let's see who's going in. It will be Hull. Well, that's kind of interesting because of the 4 penalties tonight. It's been a very penalty-free game. 4 penalties against Detroit. 3 of them have gone to Brendan Hull. And Hull was the leading penalty minute man during the regular season for Detroit with 113 penalty minutes. Basically, he's had a hook, a cross check, and a trip So now Fort Wayne on the power play. That shot goes wide by LaPointe. Minute 40 to go in the power play as we wind down to the 4-minute mark to go in the game. I'm not sure Kaylee Schrock wants his team to really go to town on the power play. They do have the man advantage, but you can just take your time with the puck.
Played with the high stick is the reason for the whistle.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, yeah, they're probably not going to really pour it on in the power play, but obviously you don't want to have a repeat of what happened last night, where pretty much every power play resulted in a shorthanded goal
against. That's true. Yeah. And Fort Wayne has had a pair of power play goals tonight. Fisher wins the draw that time from Sherman. So there really isn't a sense of urgency as Buck lugs the puck up ice, gets it to Fisher. Fisher pulls up, comes cross ice. LaPointe will pick it up near the circle. Behind the net he goes. Tries to center. That's deflected away. Vilsins. And he gets it over the stick of Fisher. That goes the length of the rink. A minute left in the Fort Wayne power play. 3:24 to go in the hockey game. This has been a very fast-paced hockey game. Now LaPointe with speed brings it into the zone. LaPointe tries to get past Hightower. LaPointe behind the net. Just cruising. Comes back to Berard. Had a 4-point second period, all assists. Hightower lunging to try to clear the puck, and he will chip it back into the Fort Wayne zone. Down to 30 seconds left in the Fort Wayne power play. Caden Schwetz that time evades the check by Kostecki. Now Berard carries into the zone, tries to feed it back, no one home. And circling back into his zone will be Trey Huffman. Just 10 seconds left in the Fort Wayne power play, 2:38 to go in the match. Now Berard just wants to dump it deep. And the team's now both at full strength. Trey Huffman with Oliver Allen on his heels. Huffman with speed. Been a huge night for Trey Huffman, who has the 3-goal hat trick. Here comes Hightower. Hightower tries to pass it across. He kind of fans on the pass. Berard able to get between he and Oliver Allen. Now back the other way. Emmy Johnson, a little bit of a toe drag. Johnson just content along the wall. 2 minutes to go in the match. Salkeld right in front. Backhand attempt that time by Behrens and a save by Sheets. Well, when they put the puck on your stick from about 4 to 6 feet out, you're going to try to score a goal. You got to put a shot on goal. Behrens with the backhander and a good save by Sheets. But we are down to the final 1:53 of the match. Fort Wayne on its way to a 2-0 sweep of this opening round series against Detroit. They still have to see how the rest of the first round flushes out, but there is the likelihood that the Spacemen will have to go against division champion Chicago in round 2. Now back the other way, Detroit again playing its heart out. And that looks like it was a bit offside. A little bit of pleasantries exchanged after the play by Salkeld and Lane Stewart. Well, you think of the way Fort Wayne closed the regular season, 11 home games to close out the regular season, 10-1, and the lone loss was a shootout, a 10-player shootout. Now 100 seconds left in the game, and Jack Huffman with speed along the wall. He stepped into that time by Pizzo. Behind the net, Sheets tries to clear along the wall. That's gathered by Emmy Johnson. He tries to fire it toward the goal. That's a little bit wide, and here come the Fighting Irish. That's just dumped in that time by Pizzo. He tries to chase it down. Fort Wayne behind the net. Jack Huffman banks it off the wall, kept in, though, by Detroit. Loose biscuit just sitting there. Huffman, that's blocked that time. And here comes Detroit. One last opportunity. Backhander in front. Great opportunity. Rebound. Another great opportunity. Tremendous effort that time by Sherman. Sensational saves that time by Shelkinov. Sherman had 2 opportunities, and Shelkinov stood his ground and kept the puck out of the net. Outstanding saves and score! Emmy Johnson back the other way. And that will make it 10-1. So Emmy Johnson, his second goal of the game. And that will come at the 19-13 mark. So Fort Wayne does hit double digits at 10-1. Emmy Johnson, his second goal of the match. Hightower wins the draw. He's going to try to carry it in, but Daner bangs it away.
Unassisted.
Unassisted goal by Johnson. And we're down to the final 30 seconds of the game. Johnson just guides it ahead. Schwetz will just flip it toward the net. That's a save by Sheets. Now down to the final 20 seconds. And they're going to wave it off, and that should just about do it. As Buck behind the net, he'll hang on to it for the final 10. Hightower with a little bit of pressure. Buck. And they just will kind of hug along the wall, and that will do it. The final horn sounds, and the Fort Wayne Spacemen complete a first-round sweep of a very, very feisty and gritty bunch of Detroit Fighting Irish. The final score, 10-1 Fort Wayne. We will take a break, recap tonight's action. You are watching Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And look at his crawl.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores!
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ant in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House, Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here in the Spacemen Broadcast Network. A convincing Fort Wayne victory over the Detroit Fighting Irish to sweep this two-game first-round USPHL playoff series, 2-0. Fort Wayne overwhelming Detroit by the score of 10-1. You take a look at the shots. Fort Wayne outshot Detroit in the third period, 12-5 for the game, 46-19. Detroit, 26 block shots to 16 for Fort Wayne. So you think about this. Had those block shots gone through, it would have been 72 shots for Fort Wayne. A very cleanly played game, 8 penalty minutes. Detroit, 4 for Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne 2 for 4 in the power play. Detroit 0 for 2. And Detroit did win the face-off battle marginally, 30-28. Recapping the third period, Trey Huffman scored at 4:22 on an assist from Tom's Barons. That was Huffman's hat trick. And then also Detroit not giving up. You had to give that Detroit team all the credit in the world, as Oliver Allen scored on an assist from Brandon Hull at 12-14, but then Emmy Johnson, his second goal of the match, unassisted at the 19-13 mark, and that sealed the deal. And again, one penalty in the period, that was Brandon Hull, 2 minutes for tripping at 15:31. Again, Fort Wayne, 2 penalties for 4 minutes, Detroit 4 penalties for 8 minutes. An overwhelming victory for the Spacemen, and now, Brandon, they await their fate, because in all likelihood they will be heading on the road for the second round, and there is a very, very big likelihood they will take on the division champions of the Midwest East, and that would be Chicago. Chicago by far was the class not only of the division with a record of 35-8, but they were the 4th best overall team in the USPHL. Spacemen have to feel confident, but they'll have their work cut out for them in the second round.
Yeah, they definitely will, especially if they do go up against the Chicago Cougars. Looking at their numbers from the season, Chicago, I know they led the way pretty much the entire time, 299 goals for, only 104 goals against, so they have a 195 differential in the positive. That's one thing you obviously want as a team, is a strong differential, 978 penalty minutes. So not only do they beat you up on the scoreboard, they'll straight beat you up.
Yeah, they play a physical brand of hockey. They're a big team. One of the things I noticed when they came in here, Chicago's a program that's been around like 5 years or so. We have to keep in perspective, this is the inaugural year for the Fort Wayne Spacemen. And I remember just a week ago talking to head coach Kaylee Schrock, and he said, the latter part of July, he didn't know if they were going to have a team. They had about 8 guys, and they pieced this team together. And again, it was a little bit work in progress. They had the tremendous finish to the regular season. That could have been a make or break as far as their playoff fate, whether they were going to make the playoffs or exactly where their playoff spot would be, because everybody in the division made the playoffs. But, You know, that 11-game homestand, when you go 10-1, get yourself over 500, you end up having the league's leading scorer in Jared Fisher. I'd say this has been an outstanding inaugural season for the Spacemen, finishing above 500 in year number 1 and also winning a first-round playoff series.
Yeah, that's definitely going to help build the foundations of the franchise, which we hope to stick around for a little bit. You know, we had the Fort Wayne Federals was our initial attempt at the junior league, and then they went under. Then they had a brief one that never got off into the regular season. They had the Indiana Attack that was supposed to be here, but they were shut down shortly before play began. But now with the Spacemen here, it seems like they're going to have a strong foundation. They look to continue that, and they might not get past Chicago, but it'll definitely help solidify them in the town as a very serious program.
Well, when you see the fan support and everybody that has come out here to back the Spacemen, the ownership of Todd Ramsey and John Finch, the team they've put together, the local flavor they've put together, I have a feeling there is no question. Head coach Kaylee Schrock, assistant Josh Moles, I think the Spacemen are going to be here to stay for years to come. And this is the great foundation, talking to the players, no matter who might be back next year, where the next level takes them. They say they will always remember this for a long, long time, that they were the first team. They were that inaugural team, and they have an awful lot to put on their resume with a winning first season and winning a first-round playoff series. It's been a pleasure working with you this year. I hope we do so again down the line. And once again, we'll see what happens with the Spacemen as they get ready to go to round 2. Likelihood it'll be on the road, but it has been a great first season here in Fort Wayne for the Fort Wayne Spacemen. That'll do it for tonight's broadcast of Spacemen Hockey. For Brandon Porter, my name is Kent Horman. Thank you so much for joining us. And once again, the Spacemen complete the first-round sweep over the Detroit Fighting Irish, winning by the final score of 10-1. Thank you so much for joining us. You have been watching Fort Wayne Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.